Hey guys, welcome to HBCU, the Homecoming Podcast, where we talk about all types of HBCUs, all the updated news. We're trying to keep y'all up to date with current events, and we are here just to deliver the news and be cool and just tell our stories as well. But yes, once again, what's up, Rose? Oh, also you can follow us all at everywhere you get podcasts at.
There we go.
Apple, Spotify, Google, and iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. Okay, there we go.
What's going on, Rose? How you doing?
I was listening to it. I'm like, whoa, what's going? It's fine. You want to do something different? It's fine. But I was waiting for the iHeartRadio. If they'll ever go out of business, I don't know who has subscriptions to them. But if you're on iHeartRadio, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like.
No, that's where the Breakfast Club is at. I think.
Oh shit! Really? Let me find out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so out of the loop.
I don't know. Maybe a couple months ago, I was like, "Oh."
I don't listen to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I don't listen to them. I just see them on Instagram.
That's it. That's why I don't know anything about iHeart. I know IG. So, like, if there's something trending, then I'll look. Speaking of trending, though, did you see Club Shay Shay? Bro, it is something about either that brown couch, that leather on that couch, or the liquor in that cup. But it's spicy.
I'm about to give me some Portier.
Spicy.
I'm getting some Portier.
Because Monique came on, I just saw like a little reel that just popped up on my feed, and I said, "Oh shit, here we go again."
Faith is watching it now. I can't.
Really?
Yeah, I want to watch it. I watched snippets of it, but I'm gonna watch it.
I want to. I want to see what she's saying because I always wondered what happened to her, and I heard like rumors about her being blackballed, and I always was like, "What happened to Monique?" And there were other like snippets of her acting crazy or kind of just like looking like, you know, she's going through it. But for me, I know in Hollywood, like looks can be deceiving. So I try not to judge anybody, and I want to hear what her story is and why she is where she is. So I am excited to listen to that interview whenever I get a chance. Hopefully it's not another 4-hour interview because I ain't got time.
I think it's about 2.5.
Damn.
Yep. Most of Shannon Sharp interviews that long, you know. They've been getting longer. They've been getting longer
because the tea is like getting poured out.
Yeah,
like for real. And he's just on the couch. Huh?
I don't think Country Wayne's was that long.
I don't know, but he's on that couch, super just flabbergasted. He don't know what to say. He's just drinking. He looked at Monique and was like, "Nobody else is coming on the show between you and Cat Williams. They not coming on this show, bro. Like y'all are cutting up." It's February. We just hit February.
We just hit February in 2024, and it's off the chain. I'm gonna be honest. It hasn't even reached summer yet, so this summer is gonna be off the chain. This summer is gonna be off the chain. It has to be.
They're setting the tone.
Rose. Cat Williams was at the beginning of January. Monique is at the beginning of February. It hasn't even got hot yet.
Still
when it gets hot, temperatures go up.
People start cutting up. You already know what it is.
I can't wait. I actually cannot wait.
There are 2 seasons that living in the hood in DC, it'll keep you on your P's and Q's. The first one, obviously, it's the holidays, right?
Yes.
People are getting robbed left and right. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm like, whoa, me too. Whoa, head on a swivel. I'm not like, if I have stuff where I've shopped, I'm taking an Uber or Lyft. Ain't no way I'm getting on nobody's bus or train.
No.
Hell no. So that's number one. Second time of the year, summertime. When it gets really hot, bro, when it gets really hot, it gets people get out of their mind a little bit. So yeah, I'm excited for both of those. For at least the summertime. I ain't gonna say the wintertime. Definitely excited for the summertime.
You gotta give it this though. In DC, 4th of July is bomb though. It's bomb. I give it that.
I don't know. I mean, Washington, D.C. as a whole. I was on Alabama Avenue. I felt like it was bombs over Baghdad. I thought I was in a war zone. That shit was very anxiety ridden. I go outside. These kids are chasing each other, shooting each other with Roman candles. My cats are going crazy because of the sounds, thumping, explosions. I didn't know what was going on, JT. I didn't like it.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. It is loud. It is very loud.
I don't like it
because I used to live right around from Alabama Avenue. You know where it was at.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Every neighbor had fireworks for hours. It was hours of fireworks. I'm not talking about like your little boxes. I'm talking about like
industrial grade.
Industrial grade. Somebody's up the street. Somebody's outside. Somebody's in the back. Somebody's on that street, and it's possibly gunshots.
That's mixed in, and somebody's getting their hand probably blown off.
Yes,
because the amount of dynamite, because at this point it's like TNT. it should be illegal, bro. And I don't know what this trend is. Back in the day, you would hear 4th of July or fireworks on that actual holiday. Now it's like people start the week before, and then after too.
Yes,
what are we doing?
Yeah, like
it's disturbing the peace.
I'm not gonna lie. Then we're gonna move on to the next topic. I'm not gonna lie. The average person, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Me and Rose definitely, and my wife, and people that have lived where we live know the difference between a firework and a gunshot. I'm just telling you. Some people don't know, but you'll know if you hear enough. You'll know.
It's all scary. I don't know how many times I'm walking and I hit the deck like, get away from windows. It's not a game. It's truly not a game.
You said
but anyways, we have a very exciting weekend ahead as we're recording this episode. It is Thursday. So it's Super Bowl weekend coming up on Sunday. JT, who do you got? You better not say Kansas City Chiefs because you'll be a sucker if you do. I'm playing. Who do you got?
I got Kansas City. Okay, so here's the thing. I picked them at the beginning of the year. So, you know, Craig, right? We picked them in the summertime because we do fourth quarter, we do our predictions. And I predict them to go back to back. So at this point, I got to ride. Like, and everybody, to be funny, everybody's picking against them, which I just don't know if that's the team to give fuel to. Like
people like to be contrarians, bro. They just want to do the opposite of what's logical. Just like, I'm not picking the Chiefs. No, pick the Chiefs. Pick the Chiefs.
You know, it's. I listened to First Things First sometimes, and Nick Wright said something that was very interesting. He was like, in the NFL, as soon as Tom Brady retires, then you have Patrick Mahomes. Like, they have played in the most Super Bowls, if you really think about it.
But what Patrick Mahomes is doing is even far greater than Tom Brady. The 4 times out of the last 5 years, the Patriots ain't do that.
No. Well, they did. The run they made when Tom Brady got older between the years of like when he went to the Super Bowl and they beat the Rams, and he was just on a run. It was around that time because Tom Brady took a little bit of time to come into his greatness.
So the Patriots went to the Super Bowl for 5 years straight.
Yeah, Tom Brady went to 8 straight conference championships. Yeah,
I'm saying Super Bowls.
So they had 2. So the Patriots had like 2 separate dynasties. It's crazy, but the Chiefs are probably.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I was like, oh man. I was like, dang, was the Patriots that? And then I started realizing, like, damn, they were in a lot of Super Bowls.
They were in a lot. I try to block it out because I just don't like them.
I think Kansas City is going to be the same. Unfortunately, for great quarterbacks like Lamar and Joe Burrow, if you beat Patrick Mahomes, you need to win the Super Bowl because you might not go back. Wow.
Yeah,
that's just how it's looking. That's just how it's looking.
Like you gotta beat them. You gotta beat this man. It's tough.
He's doing something I've never seen before. Exactly. I just appreciate I get to watch and enjoy his game.
And look how early he started. Look how early he started. It's like as soon as he got the reins to this, like they gave him control, and it like he's been on a tear since. It's impeccable. I'm like, man, pay that man $3 billion. I don't care how much you pay him. Like you're for life, like on my team. That's it.
It's crazy because I have him in the background right there. That's my man. I got all goats back there, by the way, guys.
You got LeBron?
I have all the HBCUs. I do have LeBron. He's in the picture. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, he needs his own solo photo. But
it's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna get a Lakers. I'm gonna get a Lakers one. Yeah. No. I want with LeBron. I want to get him when. I want to get him with. I saw this picture, but I want to get him when he retires. It's gonna be a crazy picture. I'm gonna get like the one behind Kobe. It's gonna be crazy. So I can't wait. But let's go into the first topic. And this topic was very intriguing to me. I came across it, and I really was like, I believe we just, finished talking about this particular subject. It's something that we both love and hope to aspire to. We've touched on it with Pledge Series, but Spike Lee and his company, 40 Mules an Acre, never forget that.
40 Acres of a Mule.
40 Acres of a Mule, yeah. And the Gersh Agency, which is a huge agency in Hollywood.
It's actually the fourth largest talent agency in the U.S.
Yeah, it's huge. And they established a partnership with Morgan State to launch an 8-week internship program to aid communication students in securing a full-time job in the film industry upon graduation. That is huge.
Yes, it is. It's major. And what I really gravitated with this story in regards, because we talked about like our film industry, endeavors or just fascination in general. But what drew me to this story was how this program came about, right? So some people may know, some people may not know. Spike Lee, they've already started another program kind of similar to what they're going to be enacting at Morgan State in June of 2024. And it's called the Spike Fellows Program. Its first year was in 2023. And that program was to support undergraduate students at Atlanta University Center Consortium. So it's undergrads from Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and Spelman. And that inaugural class, it was 5 students total. They got $25,000 in academic debt relief. They had industry mentorship, postgraduate internships, full-time employment, and all that was provided by Gersh Talent Agency. So if this Morgan State program is anywhere close to what they offered the Atlanta University Center Consortium students, it will be an amazing opportunity for Morgan State School of Global Communications and Journalism students. So what I feel, though, besides all that, the fact that an alumnus from Morgan State helped to put this program together, his name is Steven Jackson. And that's kind of what drew me into the story. So Steven Jackson, he's the head of production and development for 40 Acres and a Mule, right? So before he went to work with Spike Lee, he actually was the manager of original series and interactive at Netflix. So he oversaw projects including Cobra Kai, one of my favorite Netflix series. My God, Dear White People, The Upshaws. He actually also had his hands in movies such as Rocket Man, Coming to America, Without Remorse, and Top Gun Maverick. So this guy has so much experience as far as in the film industry, and he is a graduate of Morgan State, right? So he did all this, and now is like, let me put a program together for students who were in the position that I was in years ago when I attended Morgan State. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, what do you feel like the impact or the influence of this program will be to Morgan State students? What are your thoughts on it?
I think the impact is going to be huge. I mean, just because he is an alumni of Morgan, right? to give back to his alma mater and give somebody a chance, something that he had to do. He had to work his tail off in order to get to where he is, and for him to reach out and put this together and to give back, to have, so a student can have an opportunity to work in their passion is phenomenal. That right there is something we should strive and aim for, because sometimes that's what all somebody needs is an opportunity to pursue their passion.
Yep.
And for it to be at an HBCU, we talk about this all the time, right? HBCUs need programs like this because a lot of students, we talked about it with the hockey. He loved the HBCU, but he didn't go there because it didn't offer that. Morgan offers this. This opens up opportunities to work in the film industry, to work in production, to work in directing, to see how it works on a bigger level.
Yes.
Because it's we always are gonna know, right? It's something that you can always be like, oh, I think I don't know how this works. The industry is big. But for instance, if you able to intern at the NFL, right? Or the WWE, like Miss Darcy Khan, right?
Yes.
Those opportunities are huge because to work in your passion at the highest stage, you're going to be able to see, you're going to be able to learn, and you're going to be able to see how a professional goes about their day. So I love it.
Yes. And what's amazing about this opportunity, if it's anything like the Spike Fellows program, these students are going to have firsthand experience in film production, script crafting and editing, and just the intricacies of creating feature films and television shows. So what I think about with that is, one, okay, you go to either film school or whatever, but for them, you can still go to an HBCU and still get this level of exposure, and not just from anybody, from somebody as iconic and influential as Spike Lee, in partnership with the 4th largest talent agency. The experience is going to be immeasurable. This is something, because we're in a day and age, right, where you could take the route that Pledge Series, I'm sorry, her name, Ariel Harris, like you could take that route of, hey, I'm in film school, I tried to pitch this idea to Netflix, they weren't really biting at it right now, screw it, I'm about to just do my own thing. You crowdfund and then you shoot it on your own. That's one route. Is totally acceptable. We've seen Issa Rae do it. Like, YouTube's an amazing source where you could just start filming your series, and if it pops, and people start gravitating towards it, and then later it may get picked up by a major network or streaming platform, right? That's one route to take it. This is another option that you can take while attending an HBCU and maybe learn some things without that dynamic of like, I'm just learning on the job. No, you're seeing the people who are operating at the highest level in their field, and it kind of alleviates some of those pains of you just trying to do it on your own. You get what I'm saying? Like, somebody's literally hand in hand. Hey, this is how we get stuff done. This is the equipment we use. These are the procedures. These are the steps, like everything. That's where it's like, it's mind blowing. So if I'm a student at Morgan State, baby, like, I'm the type of like applications applying and just like, I promise you, I will put all my energy to get into that program. I know the competition is going to be so stiff. It's going to be crazy. But that is an opportunity of a lifetime.
And listen, the great thing is that that's what competition does, right? It brings the best out of people.
Yes.
And on any level, doesn't matter where you're at, like from kids to adults. Like, if you want this, you got to be the best. And when it's a competition and you put your best enthusiasm and intent behind your purpose, so that way you're going to achieve the highest because you're giving your best. Because it's not like, oh, well, I'm just, going to class. It's like, it's 100 of us in here. and they're picking 8 people. How can I become that 8th person? Or I don't know the exact
or 5, 1, who knows how many they're picking?
Or how can I get that spot? I'm going to stay up the extra hours. I'm going to work my butt off.
Yes,
I'm going to
very
always
motivating.
ask questions. It's motivating. And then that's, when you put intent and enthusiasm and purpose, you get the best results.
Hell yeah. The other thing that I liked was, even though they're not from the same generation, right? Spike Lee was born in the 50s. Still, though, an alumnus of Morehouse. Sorry, he's an alumnus of Morehouse. And then you take another alumnus of Morgan State, and they're able to come together, work together. I think that is so beautiful. We were talking about Eastside Golf last week on our episode. So it's one thing to just create and develop something solo as a HBCU graduate. It's another thing where you get other people involved, and especially from a different generation, from a different college, and y'all are able to come together and make something this impactful. It is awe-inspiring. It's amazing.
It's amazing. All right, so let me ask you, what out of Spike Lee, what's your he's done 100 movies. What's your top 5?
Oh, that's easy. That's so easy. That is because I thought you were gonna say what's my favorite. So now that's hard.
I was about to.
No, don't
and I was
do me
like, I
that,
can't
baby.
do that.
Don't do me like that.
I can't do it because I can't do that. I was about to say that. And I was like,
oh man.
I was like, James,
all right.
listen. You got to be realistic here.
We gotta calm down. We gotta calm down. And I'm so old. I remember buying a DVD collection, and it had 3 Spike Lee movies in it. I still have it, and I was like, whoa! I came up. All right, so in no order in particular, because it would really be hard. Some of them are like neck and neck. Got to go with Crooklyn. Got to go. The feeling of just like nostalgia that movie gives to me, and the emotions it evokes it's second to none. So definitely Crooklyn, right? That's one. The second one that's from back in the day, Do the Right Thing, because I remember watching it with my parents religiously. Like my dad loved that movie. Probably shouldn't have been watching that movie. That movie enraged me at the end. It kind of got me riled up.
You have to watch that.
Radio Raheem. It kind of got me riled up.
Yeah.
So
you
that's
have
number
to
2.
Watch it.
You gotta watch it. Number 3. He Got Game.
Okay.
My name is Jesus. Yes. So that's come on. He Got Game. Father and son. They're trying to get the relationship back together. It was, for me, that was a golden movie. That was a golden movie. So that's up there. Here's one that's kind of like a little left, but I like it, and you know why I like it. She Hate Me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
She Hate Me was up there, and the last one I'm gonna say Inside Man.
Okay. All right. So I agree with I'm gonna admit something right now. I probably have seen Crooklyn. I probably haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, but no. Trust me. They made a list of 50 black movies. I've seen like 49 of them.
I don't like care about that. Perfect. If you ain't see 50, it don't matter. We all played the black movie bingo, whatever game, and my board was filled. I X'd out everything. Oh my gosh. I missed like 2. So it's from 49 to 48.
That's like a 98%. I have to be 100.
Yes.
Okay, so I like out of my top 5 Spike Lee movies, School Days.
Of course.
You know what I like, which is Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X is up there.
I had like that joint was crazy. He Got Game. Did I say He Got Game?
I don't know. I'm not keeping track.
And I like Inside Man.
Inside Man was nice. That was a tough ass movie.
Yes, and two that I liked. I'm gonna 2 more that I really love.
I mean, it's top 5. Are these notable like honorable?
These are notable. These are honorable mentions. Jungle Fever and Bamboozle.
Dude, Jungle Fever was tough. Wow, that man got into quite the entanglement.
You staying late, bringing people dinner.
You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. And my thing is, like, people want to get stuck on like the whole white black thing with Jungle Fever. My thing is, you're a cheater. You had a happy home, my nigga. Like, you really ruined everything. You threw away everything. I don't care about me, Virgin. I don't care about the color. We're at this time. I know when Jungle Fever came out, there was different feelings about it. But for me, it's like you committed adultery.
Yeah, he committed adultery. He was wild.
That's
why you can't listen.
You can't stay late at work, bro.
If you're staying late at work with the opposite sex or the same sex, if you're staying late at work with somebody that you're attracted to, and you have somebody like there's nobody in the office, I don't know if that's a good situation you should be in.
It's not. It's not a good situation.
It's not a good situation.
Like, we can all say, "Hey, we have self-control," but in reality,
no. Especially if it's,
come on.
Listen, that's why I don't play that whole work husband and wife thing. I don't play that. No.
What's that about?
Because
that's disrespectful.
It's insinuating stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my work husband, this is my wife, work wife. I don't just play that. That's not just my forte, but you know, that's a slippery
slope. This is your coworker, and get your ass home. Your real wife and your real husband. Are you kidding me? What are we even doing? Like, what?
People say that. I'm
the terminology. That's my work wife.
Yeah.
Hell, it is. And then when your real wife shows up, then what? Awkward.
Then
no.
What? Your real wife or your real husband, you're gonna be like, what? You got a work husband? He buys me lunch. No, see, that's
he buys you lunch. Are y'all not working in the same place? Y'all not getting paid? You're both not getting, like, what are you talking? Yeah, no, that's a visit to the office.
Jungle Fever, that's what happened. That was you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a visit to the
got the late dinner. Next thing you know, it just
life ruined.
It went down the wrong. It went down the wrong. Bad. And then
but it goes to show, and you know what movie? Not movie, it's a TV show. She's got to have it like that one was good, but it goes to show just the myriad, his collection of productions. It is not even just movies and television shows. It's also music videos. Like he produced, he directed a couple of Michael Jackson videos.
Did he do Michael Jordan too?
Comedy. Michael Jordan, Cat Williams. Yep. So he has a resume. He has an extensive resume. He is a beast. So to learn from somebody like that, these guys got to take advantage. I will say this. So I want to say it was my freshman year. Mm-hmm. Freshman year at Howard, they had like a movie night on the yard. And guess what movie they played? They played School Days.
School Days. That's what I'm talking about.
And at that moment, I was just like,
that's what I'm talking about.
I really this is really where I need to be. Like, this is the culture. Like, this is the scene at an HBCU. We were all in the yard. They had a big projection. We're just watching it. I'm just like, this is nice. It was one of those moments. It happened freshman year. It was one of those moments I'll never forget. And it was something so simple as just showing a movie on the yard. You know, they could have showed anything, but just show School Days. It was very memorable for me.
School Days is historic. It's an historic. It's
okay, calm down. Movie. Calm down, Q. Calm down. Jesus.
It was a good.
We get it. You pledged.
It was a lot. You know what? It was a lot of known actors that are like big today that was in there.
That are known now for sure.
That are known huge, and you know, that was pretty awesome. And he did that when he was young. And
yes, you know what's interesting?
Like it was crazy.
What's very interesting is School Days actually premiered 36 years ago on Monday. So Monday will mark their 36th anniversary because it came out in 1988, I believe. Yeah. So when this episode is released, just remember School Days was released in theaters in the 80s. It's pretty dope.
Wow, that's a big thing.
Over 3 decades ago. But no, he was doing his thing at a very young age. Like, he was in his like late 20s, early 30s when he's making a lot of these films. So really put that into perspective, you know?
Yeah, and shout out to the Morgan students. He probably was like around that age, because I know with his company, he started his company as soon as he left Morehouse. Like, this is my company, I'm starting it, and it's been running with it ever since.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lesson in that is go for your dreams. Go for your dreams, go for your passions, and speak it into existence, and just keep trying and don't give up.
Especially in an industry like film, where it is a thing. Like, there's so many celebrities that you know now that their parents were directors or their parents used to be actors, and you can kind of see like that was their path into getting their foot in the door. Not saying that that's every famous actor or actress now, right? A lot of people did have to grind and to get to where they are, but it does help when you have those industry ties already. So you see a lot of like big name actors and actresses, Drew Barrymore, Angelina Jolie, the list can go on and on as far as like their parents helping them with that. So I believe that this can kind of be one of those, you know, gap fillers for how do I get from where I am, where nobody knows my name, to a place like, you know, Hollywood or even New York, wherever, because you can do it wherever, but more importantly, you know, Tinseltown, and make my mark. So I'm very excited for that. Very excited for those students.
I mean, it's awesome, man, and I love he's doing it at HBCU. So
what other place would he do it?
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's good. I just love he's doing it at Morgan, and I hope, and I'm seeing this more often, that schools are adding majors and sports programs that are important to Black people, and I love that.
We definitely need more representation. Film industry, and not just in front of the camera, behind the camera. Like, that's really what's important.
Yes, behind the camera, producing, directing, because then you get to kind of, you know, control the narrative, control
your story and how it's being portrayed. And what the actors can say, and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, we can go down a rabbit hole with that one, but I'll just leave it at that. You know, I'll just leave it at that. It's very, very essential. It's very important. But speaking of the film industry, speaking of celebrities, recently we just got word that Rick Ross's son, William Roberts III, will be attending Bethune-Cookman. Okay, so he has committed. What I love about this story is he got so much interest from other Division I football teams, including the University of Miami, Texas A&M, Georgia Tech, University of Colorado, Syracuse, Ole Miss, University of Maryland. I mean, the list goes on and on. And he also got an offer from Albany, which is where his dad actually played.
I was about to say,
you know, his dad actually played, so they wanted him to play there, but at the end of the day, he still chose to go to an HBCU. This guy's a stud, like 6'7", 270 pounds, huge. And then the high school that he went to, they produce nothing but NFL players. They've actually produced the most NFL players of any high school in the USA. Okay. So how do you feel about not only him choosing an HBCU, but how do you feel like his presence at Bethune-Cookman will influence or help that football program?
So so the first thing is, the list of players that came out that high school is crazy.
It's out of control.
Michael Irvin, Giovanni Bernard, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Asante Samuel Jr., Elijah Moore, James White. That's the most ever in the country. Like, the most ever. You know, and since 2012, they've had 18 players taken in the draft. So this is
they know what they're doing.
It's one of those high schools where it's like, if you play football, you should go there. That just is what it is. I think it's awesome because so I have ties to Fort Lauderdale because my dad, he wasn't born there, but he was raised there in Broward County. Funny story. So I was like, did my dad go to St. Thomas Aquinas? Because I've heard of it, right? I've heard of it because I spent summers down there. And I texted him. He's like, nah, I went to Nova. And yes, Dad, you made the podcast again for the 18th time. him and my aunt went to Howard. I say it all the time. But he went to Nova. And I guess it's like in the vicinity and close. But I'm probably assuming he probably went to Nova because of districts.
Okay.
That's another deep dive story into that. How school districts are aligned where you live. That's another something like a redlining, but that's a totally different thing. That's a totally different rabbit
topic, right? Because we could go off
totally different rabbit hole.
Tangent.
But I love it, man. I think that this is what is needed. Because he's so highly recruited, it's kind of what Shedeur and Travis Hunter did, but that was because of Dion. This is kind of like this. I think it's more groundbreaking than that. I think that he's setting the tone, especially I have a feeling he's going to ball out. He's going to go to the draft and he's going to get drafted from Bethune-Cookman. I'm speaking into existence. He's going to be a first-round pick drafted from Bethune-Cookman. And at that point in time, everybody's going to remember this moment that he said, I'm going to Bethune-Cookman, a HBCU, and he's going to get drafted so other players can follow his footsteps.
Yes.
So I hope he goes. And see, I already know him. He's going to stay. He's going to stay. He's going to ball out. And he's going to get drafted. He's going to get drafted.
Oracle.
Boom. 3 years from now, Bethune-Cookman, first-round pick. And then at that point, when the draft scouts are coming to Bethune-Cookman, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. The coverage is going to be insane. And that's what HBCUs is going to need it. And when he's on there, they're going to be like, why you picked the HBCU? He's going to tell them how much it means to him, how important it is. And other players going to follow. I think it's to be honest, I think it's bigger than Dion because Dion got Shedeur and Travis to go there. And yes, Jackson State, Dion balled at Jackson State. He did his thing. But this kid, this young man, not a kid, sorry about that. He's a grown man. This grown man, he said, you know what? I'm going to go to an HBCU. That just speaks volumes. It does. I think it's groundbreaking.
I think it's groundbreaking, but I disagree with you. I disagree with you on a lot of things. First of all, like you didn't projected yourself 4 years in the future. You need to relax. Yeah. I was just asking about the next season. They went 3-8 last season. I was just trying to see what him and the other old linemen that were recruited would do and help maybe, I don't know, go 500. You went all the way to the moon, my nigga. Like, God damn. What happened? I'm just listening like,
sometimes gotta make the jump.
This guy sees it all. Damn Oracle. Like, this ain't the Matrix. Okay, so, but I appreciate your enthusiasm and your vision in this young man. I will disagree with the impact. Do I think the impact probably more intentional on his end, right? Because I don't know the mindset of Dion's kids. Like, I don't know if it was a thing like, hey, you should go here. It's like, all right, Pop, I see the game plan. I'll do it. But his is like, I see this. This is what I want to do. And then his dad went to an HBCU. So I know there was a little bit of influence with that as well. So I can see this being impactful in the sense of intention. And I mean, it's Rick Ross, his dad lives. So people will be going to that game. People, the games will gain more exposure because they want to see, okay, what can Rick Ross' son do? But at the end of the day, the star-like power of Deion Sanders cannot be negated. And in the realm of sports and in the realm of just entertainment, Deion Sanders is that guy. He was back then, and this is no knock on Rick Ross at all.
He is now.
But it's Deion, bro. But I do like it. I like that he chose to go to an HBCU. We talked about
he could have went to Colorado.
He could that would have been wild, and he would have got a lot of exposure from there. But you know, he's kind of forging his own path by going to Bethune. So I'm very excited. And it's just showing a trend that we've touched on in one of our earlier episodes of the popularity growing with HBCUs and giving some of that credit to the George Floyd incidents. But since 2020 and beyond, there have been a number of celebrities' kids that have went to HBCUs. I mean, the list is crazy, right?
It's crazy.
You have Shaquille O'Neal's youngest son. You know, he's committed to Texas Southern University. Ludacris's daughter, Tim Spellman, gospel singer. Marvin Sapp, his son. Morehouse, you got the Common's daughter, graduated from Howard University's law program. Anthony Anderson's son, Howard graduate. I mean, the list goes on and on. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I saw a post of her at Spelman. I think she crossed AKA or something, right?
She crossed AKA as Spelman.
Crossed AKA as Spelman. I mean, the list goes. Chris Tucker's son graduated from Morehouse. So you're seeing this uptick of just interest. And think about it. These are celebrities' kids. They have all the money and resources. They can literally go to any college in America for the most part. You know, I mean, grades do matter, but you get what I'm saying. So, because the colleges, they know what type of attention that garners when somebody of that magnitude, even if it's just like a celebrity's kids, go to the university. They get more exposure, more sponsorship, more money, more, donations. So for him to have been intentional and chose Bethune-Cookman, it's going to be a great opportunity for Bethune. They're going to get exposure. I think they're going to get some more money. And I mean, if you go 3-8 last season, it's only up from here. I don't know. That's not good. It's not a good record, bro.
Busta Rhymes' son too went to Lincoln.
See, there you go. I mean, the list goes on and on.
It's crazy.
You know what's funny? Bow Wow even came out an article like some months ago, and he's like, I really wish I went to an HBCU. You see a lot of these Black entertainers speaking on either, I went to an HBCU briefly, or man, I really wanted to go to an HBCU school, and some of them feeling like they missed out on that experience, you know? But it's important. I think it's necessary.
Yes, because I was just gonna mention. Oh, what's his name? Okay, here it is. He is in Lance Gross. So, did you see that Lance Gross and Terrence J?
Yeah.
You know,
I definitely saw that,
and I love that. I love that interaction because
it was funny.
I told you I met Terrence J, of course. Back in 2005, we're both members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
I know a lot of the I love North Carolina A&T. I know a lot of my frat brothers down there. There's just got a lot of friends down there. It's a good school. And of course, I know a lot of Howard Qs, of course. Old and young, because my dad went there. So shout out again, Dad. You're always on here. So which I love. Howard's always on here.
I mean, it's not our fault. We breed excellence. I don't know what else to tell you.
Fair. I mean, I can't get mad at that. I can't. So before we go on to the next topic, we were talking about, hold on, were we talking about this? We were talking about this, about the homecomings, and Terrence J and Lance Gross got into
Yes.
Hey, I remember you said this. You were like, James, you know Howard has the best homecoming. Because we were talking, I was like, what about G-Ho? He's like, Howard is still the Mecca.
It reigns supreme. Did Ludacris say you can't miss? No, answer me this. Did Ludacris say you can't miss the homecoming at North Carolina? And he didn't say that school.
No, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that. That's all I'm saying.
Biggie said it too.
I mean, we can't. This is not it's not a debate, bro. It's not a debate. I'm not debating.
Yeah, and that's when I first saw like Drake was at Springfest. They got some legendary Springfest. I give you that. I love Howard. Howard University. Speaking of Howard University, there's actually a young lady who is from New Jersey and her name is Elise Richards. And she actually, during the pandemic, she said, you know what? I'm going to get out my comfort zone and I'm going to go. I have a bucket list to go to all the HBCUs. She went to 90, guys. 90.
Over 90.
I'm going to be honest. When I saw the story, I was like, that's what I want to do. Because, that's my goal. I want to go to every HBCU homecoming. I don't care if it's big or small. And we will do that, guys.
Yes.
We're going to every HBCU, big or small.
You heard it here first. You heard it here
first. And when I heard the story, I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. Now, you and her got something in common because she actually said that through her own experience, she was never taught anything about HBCUs.
Yes. Yep.
And I would like you to touch a little bit more on that because I know you talked about that. I think our first episode. Yeah.
Yes. So no, that was one of the motivating factors for her not only taking that road trip and visiting over 90 college campuses, but it was one of the motivating factors for her founding Experience the Legacy, which is like a HBCU college fair with the aim of just exposing kids, people like myself, people like her, who never heard anything about HBCUs, didn't know the code, didn't know my head from my ass. I'm like, what is an HBCU? Didn't know anything. I'm not lying to you. Didn't know anything. So what really resonated with me in her company and what she was able to accomplish, she didn't do it all at once, guys. She said she broke this trip up into like 3 sections, which makes sense because that's a lot. That's just a lot.
It's a lot.
But what it made me think of was when the college fair came to my town in Houston, Texas. It was actually at Taylor High School, like one of the newer high schools in A-Leaf School District. I really wanted to go there. I ended up going to LSIC. It's fine. Go Rams, whatever. But I'm in this college fair and there's all these schools and I'm confused. My cousin went to Baylor. So I, like I said before, I was just going to go to Baylor. They offered me money. I was just going to do pre-med and it's right there, and that was pretty much all. Like my mind.
How close are you to Baylor?
I don't know. It's like a drive. I can't remember the drive. It's like probably a few hours or whatever. It's drivable.
Pretty close.
So it's drivable, so you can go out there. And but I think Baylor, like that's pretty much it. It's one of those college towns. But I visited Baylor's campus, so I was set. I went and visited my cousin, and they had a whole school of medicine program for us for pre-med students, and I was like, okay, I'm going here. And I never forget, I'm at the college fair and there's a table for Howard University. And so the gentleman there is like, hey, you want to learn about Howard? I was like, I guess. I was like, I went to DC. I think I heard of it. I knew nothing. And he's just like, hey, what's your GPA? I told him my GPA. He's like, oh, what did you get on the SATs? I told him my SAT scores. He was like, well, you would actually qualify for this scholarship. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, apply. And because he said that, I applied, but still did not know a lick about what it actually means to attend an HBCU school. Knew nothing. And after I applied, they gave me a full ride. So it was kind of a no-brainer because, my parents didn't have any college funds for me and I didn't know how I was going to pay for school. You know how it is. You don't have credit. So if you don't have credit, you can't take out a loan.
But you can't have credit at that age.
Yeah, you can't have credit.
That's another rabbit hole.
If your parents set you up, but you know, my parents opened Blockbuster accounts and didn't return the fucking VHSs and DVD. Anyways, we're not even gonna get on that.
Make sure you rewind it. So let me stop.
Bro, you got to be kind and rewind. But anyway, so I apply, I get accepted. I tell my stepmasters because I was on the step team in high school. They were elated when I said, "Oh yeah, I think I'm going to go to Howard because they accepted." And they were like, oh, "Howard!" One of them was an AKA, the other one was a Delta. That's where we got a lot of our steps from. And they were so happy. So when they were like reacting like that, I was like, oh, okay. So this is a good choice, because they were people that I looked up to as far as like just strong, educated Black women. Right.
Yeah.
So I go to Howard University, and when I say my gracious, I was like, what have I stepped into? To this day, I will say one of the best decisions of my life. So what it makes me think of, I say all that to say, I could have easily not went to Howard. If Baylor offered me a full ride as well, because their tuition was very expensive, I was still, even with the amount of money they offered, I was still $20K short. If Baylor offered me the same amount that Howard did as far as a full ride, I could have easily went to Baylor and missed out on one of the most impactful and just life-shaping experiences of my life. So the fact that Elise Richards kind of recognized this and realized, like, man, these kids don't know what they're missing. And you can miss out when you don't know something that valuable exists. So her mission is something that needs to be spoke about, something that needs to be shouted about, really. Donated everything, because not only does she put on these fairs, college fairs for like her community, she also is not the typical fair. Like, she'll bring in the different fraternities and sororities. She's trying to let them see, like, this is what it feels like to go to an HBCU. And how can you not now go to school as or go to an HBCU as a high school student? You're on the fence, like, man, I don't know if college is for me. Do you see this environment? Do you see like how inviting it is? Like, how can you not? If you value higher education, how can you not just go to an HBCU? So I love what she's doing. I appreciate what she's doing, and this is something that's necessary. And I truly hope that it's something that people can build upon and really pour resources into, to make sure that it is at every high school in America eventually, to where no kid is left out, especially in underserved communities.
Yeah, and I like it because she has a nonprofit called Experience the Legacy. So, man, that's awesome. That's awesome with your story and how you and her story aligned, and it's awesome that she has a nonprofit, and then you're doing this, right? So it's kind of like, so people that don't know about HBCUs, they can draw from this and draw from that story and start doing their research to learn about it.
Yes.
And that's awesome. Because, I'm on the opposite side where it's like,
right.
Like, it's, I love my family, but on my dad's side, that's like a measurement of like success. Like, so my dad, my great aunt went to Howard, my other great uncle went to FAMU, and my dad and my aunt went to Howard. My other aunt and uncle met at med school in Howard. My cousin went to Howard. My cousin and his wife, she went to Spelman. He went to Morehouse, and they met each other.
Crazy! What a love story.
So it's like he's a Q as well. And then
okay.
And then
had to throw that in. I love it.
And my other uncle went to Cheney. My other little cousin, he went to Albany State.
Jesus.
And they're Qs
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, JT.
Sad. But yeah, it's so it's kind of like I wasn't forced, but it was like, if you're gonna go to college, you're gonna go to HBCU. Like, there wasn't no. I didn't even look at other colleges that were HBCUs.
There's no point.
That wasn't an option. Yeah, that wasn't an option. You're not going to Maryland. You're going to Bowie, Howard, Coppin, Eastern Shore, Clark. You're going to HBCU. If you wanna not be around. So that was my parents' thing. Listen, if you want to go. You can travel to go to HBC. You can go to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Morehouse. You can go to John C. Smith in North Carolina. You go to, like, it's so many options. You want to be 2 hours away? My little brother went to Eastern Shore. Like, you want to be down the street? I went to Bowie. You want to follow your legacy? Go to Howard. Like, it's so many options. So, yeah. I probably should have, but I'm glad. I love that I went to Bowie State. BSU, we on it, baby.
Okay. That's what's up. No, that's what's up. And see, you're an amazing story, an amazing case of people like who grew up around that influence of people that actually attended HBCU. So there was no guessing, or there was no unknown of what is an HBCU, what does that look like, what are the products of HBCUs. You knew, and that definitely influenced your decision to go to an HBCU. Not like you were forced, but in the reality is like, why go anywhere else? For me, the only thing I can think of besides school days, which it didn't really hit me until I got to an HBCU, would be A Different World. That's all I knew. In the 90s. And it's like, oh, what is this? Okay, so they're going. This is what college, and I just thought that's what college was. Period. I didn't know that was like a representation of an HBCU experience. I thought that was just college because I was very young when that show came out.
Yeah, I was too. Oh man, it's a different world. Yeah, that was that.
Did that show hit differently for you after you actually went to an HBCU? Did you look at it different?
Yes, I looked at that differently. I looked at school days differently.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, I looked at it different. So it's so funny that I looked at a lot of movies after I went to HBCU, and then like some movies came out when we were in like almost like when did Drumline came out? What, like 2001, 2?
So something like that. I was still in high school. Yeah.
But by the time you got to Howard, it was still like,
it was still popular. People would still like watch it for sure and reference it. It was referenced a lot when I was on Howard's campus.
Yeah. And the funny thing is when that came out, I was like, oh, bands are really serious.
Yes.
Like I knew it, and it just went to a whole different level. And then I started talking about band things. Oh, they were like, yeah, James, we won't, when we battle another school, they won't leave. Like I've seen it. It's been torrential downpours.
That's insane.
Downpours, and they're just out there battling. Nobody else is out there. Football team is left. I was like, is that I'm in my dorm. Is that the band?
That's crazy.
Come on, let's go down there and see. And they were still just going at it.
I love it.
I was like, all right. The band is respect. Respect to the band. Yes. Shout out to my nephews in the band at Bowie State. So
okay. Yeah. Okay, Earl.
Yeah.
He knows firsthand. I know that shit felt like pledging. Because that's what every organization at an HBCU feels like, pledging. And I'm just like, y'all need to relax, bro. Like, why do we do that? I'm sorry. This is like my little rant. Like, I really honors club. They have a pledging process. Like, you know, try to join the church, pledging process. Like, God damn, I'm trying to get lunch. Is there a pledging process for that too? I just want to get lunch today. Shit. On a side note, we gotta calm that down. We gotta calm that down.
I'm not gonna lie. That I've heard stories. Band is pretty tough. They be
hazing them. I saw the football players messed up haircuts and stuff.
Oh yeah, football.
Campus pals, same thing. My floor mate leaving out at all hours of the night. I'm like, bro, what? Are you okay? Did somebody kidnap you? What's going on? The culture of HBCUs.
It's band, football, basketball.
It's everything. It's everything.
Come to look at it now, I'm like, dang, it is everything. I guess that's why we're so close, you know? That's because it's like everybody can kind of like relate. And then the great thing about HBCUs is it's like, even if you didn't do it, it's just like a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like this person is a band member, but I can relate to them because I'm in SGA. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. I didn't want no smoke with SGA. I was like, y'all are doing craziness. It'd be so many. I don't think people know that all the events at campus be SGA. Just nah.
I don't know.
Some of my fraternity brothers in it. I was like, you must not be sleeping because you already have to do fraternity stuff, and then you have to do student government stuff and class. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Same thing with Mr. and Mrs. Either, Mr. and Mrs. Howard or, Mr. and Mrs. Bowie or Mr. and Mrs. Albany. They got to do a lot of stuff. You got to do a lot. Too much, man.
I commend those students who can do all that. I was a physics major. My books were heavy first semester. I saw people going up the hill with nothing in their hands, really, just ripping the runway. Me, bro, I had on sneakers, big ass backpack, back hunched over, calculus, physics books. Like really just trying to get to class. I couldn't. I could not.
Let me ask you this. One question. How did you do in chemistry? You took chemistry, right?
Oh, I aced chemistry.
Yeah, you know what I did with chemistry?
What, you dropped it?
I changed my major. Like, it's a different language. I'm out.
Oh. Honestly, you just have to have a good teacher. I did well in chemistry from high school on. So when I got to college, it kind of just clicked, for me. But people struggle.
You're really intelligent, so yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay in certain subjects like math and science. That's kind of like my strong areas. But yeah,
most intelligent people, that's what they're really good at. Yep.
I want to leave us with this story, right? Because I'm thinking back on my college experience.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that happened freshman year that I kind of never experienced, never knew. And it was just like a moment, right? But the one thing that I think shocked me almost the most, it was kind of devastating for me. We had this thing on Howard called Soul Food Thursday, right? So every Thursday in the caf, they would the food is soul food. So you get chicken, you get the mac the whole
and cheese,
everything, right? And I remember the first time I heard it, like, yeah, girl, it's Soul Food Thursday. So, meet me here. We got to make sure we get, there. Everybody's hyped. I'm like, okay, they got cornbread with the guy. Okay. So I'm there, right? I never forget the first time I'm in line. I see the line just out the door, which is unheard of because a lot of times people, they'll go somewhere else to get something to eat. But Soul Food Thursday, everybody's there. Everybody's there. So I'm just patiently waiting, like, I can't wait. I get my plate. I sit down. I take a bite of the chicken, JT. It was the driest, blandest chicken I've ever had in my fucking life. And I'm looking around, and it's like that they clone Tyrone moment where they're in the plate. Everybody's just eating the chicken. And I'm looking around like, whoa, the fuck is this? I can't eat this shit. So I'm trying to douse it with hot sauce so I can get it down my throat because it's that fucking dry. And I'm looking like, well, this ain't it. And everybody's like, it's good, ain't it? I said, the fuck it is. My mama fried chicken better than this. I'm not eating this shit.
That's because you came from the South. It's different. It's different. It's different.
It's
different. Southern food is different in DC than it is the South.
And it's like, okay, if it's gonna be dry, get some flavor. Like the skin should have some flavor.
No, Rose. Rose is different. It's different, Rose. It's different. It's different. Soul food is different down south. Trust me.
Disappointed.
Trust me. It's so you're coming from the South. You're coming from the South.
Mm-hmm.
You know what soul food is.
Yes.
I know what soul food is because both my parents are from the South. I love DC and Maryland. Y'all not the South, okay?
All that Mason-Dixon line bullshit. I don't want to hear it. That chicken told me everything I needed to know about how South y'all work.
It's not. No, it's not. It's not.
It was crazy.
She said it was so dry. She looked around there. It's good, isn't it? You're crazy.
I was like, no, it's not good, actually. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat for lunch because I don't got no money because I'm a freshman. I don't have a job. Like, what?
Yeah, this is all I depend on. I'm laughing so hard because I'm not from the South, but I understand where you're coming from because it's a totally different taste and flavor profile down south than it is in DC. You're not like I know they're like, oh, it's soul food. It's not soul food. Soul food in the South is different, guys. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm okay. I'm gonna tell you a story of how it's different. This is how different the South is, guys. And the South is country, right? So we used to fish. We used to fish in my aunt's backyard, catch the fish, and then that morning we would have fish grits and those hot red sausages. See that? That's that. That's for breakfast, guys. So that maybe some scrapple, but that is like soul food, right? That's the essence. Is going to be fresh. It's going to be different. But oh man, that story's hilarious. You were eating the chicken. You said, "This is good, isn't it?" Oh my goodness.
I thought like somebody was playing a joke, and I'm looking at everybody say, "We stood in line for this." And I know it's like I have a meal plan, but I kind of wanted my money back for every Thursday. I want Howard owes me money. Howard owes me money. Imagine choking and then have to go to the hospital. Like, I don't know. I'm being dramatic, but at the same time, I would hope Howard has really fixed that recipe.
Did it change every Thursday or was it the same?
Same shit. Which honestly, I would not have a problem with that. Like if it was some bomb ass soul food, I know I'm gonna get that every Thursday. Oh, I'm there. Yeah. I'm there. I'm in there like somewhere. I'm there. But the fact that it was that underwhelming and disappointing and hazardous at this point, if I'm being honest, it was a problem. It was definitely a problem for me. It was definitely a problem.
Did you ever skip Thursdays? Like, man, I'm not doing
I would just try to eat some of the sides or see what other options that they had there, because I was cool with some of like the workers at the cafeteria. I think it's because I had a fat ass at the time, so they would like look out for me in a very perverted way. Now I'm thinking about I was like 18, but I looked 16. It is what it is.
Those dudes were adults.
There were like a lot of them were like ex-inmates. I think Howard had a program where they hired ex-inmates, which is a great program. I'll never forget, man. One time I went in there, they was boxing, bro. They was fighting out, and I was like, whoa, am I still gonna get this omelet?
Wait a minute, hold on.
They were fighting, bro.
They were fighting?
Somebody's about to cut somebody. I can't make this up. But you know, great time. Yeah.
Oh man. But yes, once again. Oh man. So thank you for that, Rose. And listen, guys. We are going to be back next week. We thank you for tuning in always. And yes, always, man. And you can catch us on YouTube, and you can catch us where you can get every podcast: Apple, Spotify, Google, and iHeartRadio. I guess I'm going to say iHeartRadio last. That's my thing. So once again, guys, please tune in. Please comment, like, subscribe, everything. Just come get on this ride with us and comment and share stories of HBCUs that mean something to you.
Yes.
Because that's what we're here for. All right, guys. We will see you again.
Bye.
All right. Peace.